Hi everyone, Kelly's back, and today, as I promised, I brought this hair look, and it's different. It's like denim-ish, cool ashy blonde with a hint of cream-ish things. Very multi-dimensional, just what I expected and what I wanted, and I'll tell you how I achieved this and what I use and some tips and tricks. So let's get right into it. So first things first, my hair was naturally level 2 here. It's naturally level 2, it grows lighter when it grows out. It turns into maybe level 3, 4, up to 3, 4, and then I had used some high lift color on the ends. So my hair was natural level 2 here, about 5, 6, 7 maybe here, and it was very orangey and light brownish, which I didn't appreciate at all. And I came across this amazing cool ashy blonde hairs, which I'll insert pictures right here. Here are the pictures I took inspirations from. I have several. This is one of my favorites. I have several because you just never know how your hair is going to turn out. So in case, your hair turns out similar to one of these, I could have quickly adjusted to the outcome so I can get, oh, this is also one of my favorites. Yeah, so I could get closest to one of these, and I love everything. And yeah, it's so pretty. And this is the very first picture that I found that I absolutely fell in love with. I did a lot of research, and I actually wrote down how I'm going to approach this and how I'm going to section my hair, how I'm going to color my hair, because I didn't want to make the same mistakes that I did in the past, which was like high roots, uneven colors, orangeness. I didn't know about the levels of hair and how to properly lift hair, and I didn't know the underlying pigment and all that. I thought if I use like cool tone ash blonde, hair dye, my hair would turn into like cool blonde. No, that's not the case. If you think like I used to think, I'm so glad you clicked on this video because I'll explain. Even though I'm not a hair professional, I think I properly educated myself to a certain level, like good enough to tell my friends and family. Yeah, I'll tell you how I did my hair, because I wanted to lift all the orangeness, level 5 through maybe 4 through 7 or 8. It will have like orange yellow undertone, so I wanted to get rid of that. So I knew that I had to lift up to like 4 something levels, 4 or 5 levels. I wanted to be safe, so I used Pravana's Pure Light Powder Lightener. It comes in a 12-ounce tub and their 40 volume developer. I mixed 1 ounce of the bleach and 3 ounces of developer one time, mixed it, added an 1/8 ounce of that, and I ended up making 3 batches, so I ended up using 12 ounces of everything. Also 3/8 of ounces of Olaplex, and then that's what I did. And then I sectioned my hair into the bottom one, middle one, top mohawk section here, and 2 sides. And then I started from bottom. I just randomly grabbed a piece, on the bottom, and then balayaged it. Just freehand balayage. Like, V shape on the outside, kind of fully saturated on the bottom, and then leave it in foil. I initially tried to leave them out just as is, but it turns out that it stopped the process. It wasn't going to bleach my hair anymore, so I had to go back and resaturate it and leave them under foil. So I balayaged it in some random pieces. I took a brush, and then I weaved, let's say, I'll show you right here. So if this is the piece that I chose, I mean, professionals will not do it this way. It's gonna be a lot thinner and all that. But I was in a rush because it was already like an hour. It took me just a solid hour to get everything colored, get everything in foil. So, just weave the section out like this, and then leave that, and then back combed with a tiny little brush, like twice maybe, and then I colored it and once I was near the roots anywhere in my hair, not only tops but anywhere, I went like this and feathered. So you kind of have to design how you want your hair to look when it's actually done. You have to really think about it. And the face framing pieces you also have to think about. So go watch professionals doing it. There's tons out there. I I will leave some of the videos that I watched down below so it could be helpful. And then I left my bleach on every single pieces in foil for 2 hours. So bottom stuff, it ended up being 2 hours, and the top ended up being an hour. You're supposed to use this only for 55 minutes, but I use Olaplex, and Guy Tang talked something about, using Olaplex, you could go longer. When I rinsed it out, I had this multi-dimensional colors. I could see it. I mean, because I could see my hair having so many different colors, but mostly being different tones of blondes. So some being very, very light, some being slightly orange and less light, and some being my natural color because I left some pieces out so I can just, have like more dimension. Not just in case all the blondes that I did turns out to be the same color, which is which is one of the mistakes I used to make in the past. Thankfully, this Pravana Pure Light Powder is awesome. It didn't betray me, and yeah, it gave me like multi-dimensional blonde color. And obviously, the more you saturate the strand, the blonder, more even it's gonna turn out. So that's that. And I rinsed it out, and I went with a 20 volume developer I got from Sally's because initially I was just gonna use Wella T18 on my orange hair. I strand tested, nothing changed. It wasn't light enough for the color to deposit. And then the color that I use is Pravana's Chroma Silk in number 9119AA, very light intense ash blonde. I ended up using 4 ounces of this tube and 6 ounces of this because you're supposed to use it to 1 to 1.5 ratio, and something is leaking. I'll be right back. And then I use this Ion Color Brilliance Ash Intensifier. This is like blue additive basically. So I added half an ounce of that to the mixture. So it ended up being about a little bit over 10.5 ounces of total mixture, and then I fully saturated every single strand of my hair, including all the roots. So my roots are not a level 2 anymore, at least a little bit warmer because they have been slightly lifted. My hair is naturally not warm and brown because it's like dark. It's like sometimes it's just like pure black. My hair is pure black naturally. So when it's been slightly lifted, so it's like nice soft brown with a hint of wine maybe. So yeah, obviously hair colors, they don't really have power to lift. Obviously you can use developer 20, 30, 40 even. The higher you go with the developer, it's obviously going to lift more, but if you have underlying pigments of orange and red, obviously it's going to turn out brassy. So I don't recommend it. I recommend that you use a bleach first if you want some true color without the brassiness, like I did, because I couldn't stand my orangeness anymore, and I knew that I had to strip that off my hair, and then go with color deposit with a light, light, cool ash tone, whatever. And then you gotta lift that up, and then you can really see the color of this 911, because the 9 here is the level of hair, how bright it is. It's like, bright blonde. So in order for this color to truly work on your hair, you have to be that level, because just don't believe in the hair lifting power of hair dyes. Just if you want to really lighten up, use bleach. And if you're going to use bleach, please use Olaplex. I just highly recommend it. And then I add this. So the reason why my hair looks like this, how come it's not like ash blonde whatsoever? It looks like denim color and looks like patchy and weird. It's because I use this color additive. Well, I hope you don't think my hair is patchy and weird, because this is like denim, kind of metallic. I kind of like it. I'm used to it now. But the reason why my hair looks really not like level 11 whatsoever is because of this. This thing deposited on the lightest ends on my hair like crazy. So the darker they look, the lighter they actually are. So yeah, These are actually, the darker ones are actually my bright platinum blondes, and this guy will be washed out every time I shampoo with anything with sulfate, even with a purple shampoo, this thing will wash off. So I know I'm gonna be able to enjoy some, some color change and cool toned blonde for a longer period of time. So yeah, I just did it. I'm expecting a real long trip later this month, and I wouldn't mind being low maintenance with my hair, especially when it comes to hair. I can't deal with brassiness. That is it for this video. What I use will be in the second video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!